everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm standing outside Stamford Bridge next to Charlie after a 2-0 win against Sheffield. Charlie, I sat next to you at Everton. The most deflated I've felt after an away day in a long time. The best thing about it was the Chinese afterwards, and we thought that it could be similar after that first half, because that was a poor first half from our standards, and those standards are very low at the moment. But we managed to drag back 2 goals in the second half. What can we take from it?
3 points. I think that's about it, really. This result for me doesn't change anything in the long run, in the bigger picture. We knew what the task was today: get the 3 points in whatever way possible, and we did that. I think, look, first half, as you touched on, dreadful, so boring. One of the most boring halves of football I've watched in a long time. Just nothing happened. No chances at either end. Didn't really break them down, moving the ball too quickly. Same script, familiar, what we've been saying for a lot of games this season. And I think second half, ultimately, the individual quality that we possessed, it shone through. A good cutback from Sterling to Palmer, and then an interesting second goal. It's like quite confusing, but Palmer plays it across goal and it's tapped in by Jackson, who's right place, right time. But I don't really think we can talk about long-term positives. It is what it is. Just the three points at the end of the day. That's what we needed. It doesn't really tell us anything new.
Yeah, I mean, when I talk about positives, I suppose I'm looking for you to highlight individual players, because as a team we didn't play well, but there were some players who had moments.
Cole Palmer, fantastic again. Goal and assist. He's our most important player. I'll say it, most important player in terms of attacking sense as well. If he's not doing something, then it's unlikely we're going to score or create anything. He is so important to us. Superb today, I felt, particularly second half. Goal, assist, in the right place at the right time, quality on the ball, everything that you need. He was brilliant. Defensively, it was nice to keep a clean sheet for a change. We've been leaking goals left, right and centre. I mean, I think this must be our first clean sheet since Blackburn in the Carabao Cup. In terms of league clean sheets, no idea when our last clean sheet in the league was, but I mean, yeah, important to keep a clean sheet. That's a positive for sure. Other than that, mate, not an awful lot. I suppose Jackson getting the goals is a positive for his confidence. Mudryk was trying to make things happen, just keep playing him. This guy's got talent, he's got ability. He makes you excited when you're on the ball. Other than that, mate, I guess those are the main individual positives, as it were. But I mean, as a collective, it wasn't great, but it was just about getting the job done, and we did that. How many times have we said going into games, we've got to get the job done today, turn up and perform, and we haven't done it. We've played a lot better than today and lost games or drawn games, so it's about time we didn't play that well and started winning games. Yes, I know the level of opposition is not good, but it's the sort of teams that we struggled against. Teams near the bottom, low blocks, particularly at home, sitting men behind the ball, and we managed to break them down. I don't care if they're not a very good team. We've struggled against this sort of opposition, so to break them down, to get the 3 points, that is a positive, but it's nothing more than that for me.
100%, and really interesting what I just thought about as well. When we were in the stadium next to each other, you said to me, why does Sterling never get taken off? And it makes me think about this, which is, with Mudryk and Sterling, I mean, what do you think about the performances if you were to compare two? Because Sterling obviously had an assist, Mudryk didn't get anything in that sense, but for me, Mudryk had a far better game.
Yeah, look, I would agree. Look, Sterling's got his experience and whatnot. I get more excited when Mudryk's on the ball. You feel like something's going to happen. He's more direct. He runs at players. He's good at taking players on. That's not necessarily Sterling's game. Look, he gets the assist, which is an important contribution, of course. But I just feel like Mudryk should get more minutes, really. In terms, at least starting, and he's having a run of games, fine. But he just always seems to be one of the first ones subbed off. I feel that, he can be a problem in games like this. Directness, pace, unpredictability. You don't know what you're going to get from him. I think Sterling's a lot more predictable, not as good a dribbler in my opinion, doesn't really take players on. He's not that direct, but he obviously plays for his experience.
Yeah, 100%. And what about the midfield as well? Because we dropped Enzo, played Caicedo, and then I thought that Gallagher was playing a little bit further up the pitch, but people are saying he was still in a pivot. What did you think about the midfield selection?
Chelsea.
Hey!
Sorry,
Good
mate.
to see you.
Right.
It feels like you're making regular appearances on it.
We're trying to. Yeah. What do you think of it today? I mean,
the win's a win, isn't it? What did you think?
Well, I've had a bit of drink.
Haven't we all?
Really? Where's my mate from West Ham?
He's not here.
He's not here.
He's not here. He's gone.
No, being diplomatic. So we're season ticket holders here. You season ticket holder?
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it today. Do you? What do you think?
It was
no, being honest, did you watch the game again today?
I watched the game, yeah.
What did you make of it?
I thought it was a shocking performance, but we got the result.
It was a bad one, wasn't it?
It was poor, but we had to win, and we did win. But I don't think we can take anything more than that.
I mean, Poch is getting away with it, isn't he? Do you think so?
Well, for me, I still think...
You guys give an opinion, right? He's getting away with everything, isn't he? Where's he putting his stamp on the team? Do you know what I mean? I don't mean to butt in here.
Please.
I've got to walk home to Andover. I live in Andover. I've got to walk all the way home. You know what I mean?
That's near Basingstoke.
Yeah, that's it. Are you from Basingstoke, are you?
Near Basingstoke.
Yeah, well, I knew him. I knew. So,
I used to live in Salisbury.
Did you? So we're all mates, aren't we? But Poch is getting away with it, isn't it? Do you think so?
He should. I feel there should be more of an imprint on the team, more of maybe a style of play, more tactics and that. But it's easy to say. It's easy for us to say it.
I mean, there's some great players there, but they're just not playing as a. I mean, what's the one when I last had that interview with you? Who's the lad we signed from Brighton?
Caicedo.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good game today, I thought he did, didn't you?
Yeah.
But the last 3 or 4 games, I thought he's fucking shite.
Yeah.
You allowed to swear on Chelsea fan TV, are you? Yeah, but...
inconsistencies, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's pressure, being Chelsea, but as an honest fan, I mean, I don't know where we're going. Do you?
Well, what is Chelsea at the moment? That's a good question.
A mess.
So, you guys are a bit younger than us, and we used to have a spine right down through the middle, didn't we? John Terry, Frank Lampard, Drobber,
yeah.
and Ballack at later stages. There was always a spine. If you play squash, you always go back to the tee. And that's what we used to do, but not now. Like Jimmy Hill, 2-0 against Sheffield United, and we got lucky, didn't we?
Yeah,
do you think so?
I think the individual quality shone, told in the end. They didn't really create anything. There was a couple of dangerous balls across the box, but despite not playing well, I did feel we weren't really in danger of losing, but the performance weren't great.
Yeah,
the performance wasn't
in danger of losing against fucking Sheffield United. Jesus.
No, you absolutely shouldn't. It's bare minimum. It is bare minimum today.
What you lads do after the game is brilliant. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a fans thing and everything, and you don't edit it, but you do edit it sometimes. Because the last time I was on it, you edit it sometimes.
Did you say the C word?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no. Why did we edit it? I don't know why we edited it.
No, I'm just. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you guys are brilliant. And Chelsea ain't the best at the moment, but hopefully we're going to come good. Do you think?
Yeah, I think so, but I just don't know when. That's the big problem. Well, I think in the next season or two.
If Poch had lost today and we lose against Newcastle on Tuesday, he's in big trouble. He's in big trouble. But is it right? So now we're on 42 points.
This calendar year we are.
Yeah.
This calendar year, in 2023 calendar year we are. Yeah, calendar year. Yeah. I think we might have moved up. We might have moved back up to 10th today, depending on what other results. We might be 10th.
Merry Christmas to you.
Always a pleasure, mate.
I'll try and stick my head in the door. And thanks. Sorry to butt in on you.
All good,
yeah.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
It's called Chelsea West End.
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember your mate?
I remember.
Yeah. No, thank you, lads. All right.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. For those of you who don't know that gentleman, he just comes in on a few of the fan cams.
He just fancies it.
He just wants to have a chat, mate, and that's what we're here to do.
Exactly, mate. I don't know. Midfield, Gallagher, no Enzo today. He's looked tired for a while. You can call it dropped, rested, whatever you want to do, rotated, whatever word you're picking. He wasn't picked today. And to be honest, mate, if we couldn't beat Sheffield United with no Enzo in the team, we got big problems. I felt the balance of the midfield was all right today. Caicedo was good. Gallagher was tenacious, winning balls back, what you expect from him. And it's a sort of game where you can get away with Gallagher in the pivot because the level of opposition is not that great. But generally speaking, I wouldn't really want to see Gallagher playing a pivot in midfield on a regular basis. Caicedo, one of his better games today, seems to be finding his feet a little bit now. But ultimately, mate, I don't think we really learned anything about the midfield just because the level of opposition was just not very good today. So, look, Enzo should be back in the team for Tuesday. Wait and see. But yeah, we're going to have a lot tougher tests this season. There's no two ways about it.
100%. And I think that was an interesting one. We didn't play Nkunku. We didn't give him any minutes. But it's understandable when you think of the fact that, we were still winning 2-0. He didn't need to come on. It wasn't that important. But it's going to be really interesting watching him playing alongside Jackson, especially from what we saw in pre-season, because if they can be the creative outlet and have the chemistry, which is the one thing we've lacked, then we can have a completely different second half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not a million miles away. A few things need to click. like we need to gel a bit more as a side. But once Nkunku gets back fit, I feel like we've been saying this all season, and like we shouldn't be pinning all our hopes on him. But you know, you can see Jackson and Nkunku potentially could be a good link up if they can pick that pre-season form. If Mudryk keeps playing, Sterling can do a bit here and there. Cole Palmer carries on how he's doing. If we can add a centre forward in January or a few more pieces of the jigsaw in January, then we could be set for a strong second half of the season. But let's make no mistake about it, mate. We're still like deep in the mud. You know, we're still a long way off European qualification. We're still not performing well enough on a consistent basis either. The players still aren't consistently performing to a top level. There's still a lot of things to sort out. But having said that, we're not a million miles away. But we've got to get a goal scorer. Like, if we can do it this window, it's going to make such a big difference.